Hi, Jim. This is Amanda Rogers. I just wanted to forewarn you that I have a bit of a cold now for a few days and my voice might crackle a little bit. I have a cup of tea here, but just please bear with me through the presentation if my voice gives out a little bit. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today to teach you about iPads in the classroom, and I know exactly what you're thinking. How many of you feel like this all the time? And now you want me to incorporate this technology into my classroom? I'm sure you're thinking that there's no time in your schedule or in your routine for iPad technology. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's an app on the iPad that actually can create time for you in the classroom. The app is called the Show Me app. It's a wonderful tool that creates beautiful tutorials, and they span across subject matter and grade level. It also supports the flipped classroom model. It also helps review for absent students. You can pre-record things or have another student record something and show it to the student who is absent. It also fosters independent workstations so that students can, and this is where creating time is created, is that you can create video tutorials for your students and let them work on them independently in another area of the classroom. And the last one is it uses, it's one way to assess student understanding. You can pair two students up together and have them record each other, or you can do a student independently recording themselves about pretty much any subject matter. All of the above mentioned are positives for the blended learning environment. Blended learning is the method of traditional teaching that is also blended with technology. And the reason blended learning is catching on and doing so well in schools is because blended learning really fosters engagement. It creates the need to know in students. It motivates them to want to learn more about a subject and want to uncover more. It also does a great job at supporting at-risk student growth. A lot of at-risk students are students who are either low income or students who may be bored or unchallenged, and providing something like a blended learning environment with technology pieces really helps the student become more engaged and helps them pass their subject matters. Here, I want to show you some examples of age and grade levels of some things that are on the Show Me app website. These are little subject matters that other teachers have already uploaded and other teachers are using for a free resource. Right here is a low-level addition facts for 10. This was something that a student and teacher worked on together and it created a little 1 minute and 50-second video about. The high-level version of this would be all the way up until 11th grade here is circumferences and areas of circles in it. And that video is much longer, but it's definitely higher level math than just addition facts. Same app, same iPad technology, but being able to use it across grade levels. So that's great for school districts because you're getting a lot of use out of one technology. Here is another one. This is the frog life cycle. Very visual for students, very fun to draw for them. And the higher level of that would be blood flow in the heart and, you know, showing the left ventricle and right ventricle and all those body parts that students learn while they're in front of the class. So here you can see low level and high level and how it relates across math and science, both very important subject matters. To experience the Show Me app, you do need an iPad and you need to download the Show Me app. iPads, class packs run about $3,700 for a class pack of 10, according to the Apple website. The price of one iPad is $379. The Show Me app is free. I'm sure many of you are sort of shifting in your seat saying, well, I know I'm never going to get approved for $3,000 worth of materials. So on the next slide, I'd like to show you how a teacher accomplished this on little to no budget for her technology. She actually had one iPad in her classroom. So I'm going to click here on this video and it's going to take us to YouTube, and this teacher is going to explain to us how she uses one iPad and the Show Me app.
I will load up 3 or 4 problems, and I'll have them in pairs. I'll hand them the one iPad. It is possible to actually use one iPad and get this done in a class because that's all I have. And I'll say, all right, you teach him how to do this problem. And you can get help from the person next to you if you need it. It's okay, it's a team process.
D is 21. Yep. And D equals D.
When they're finished, I save it, and then I'll pull up a problem very similar to it, and I'll hand it to their partner. I say, okay, now it's your turn. You do the same thing. Okay, this is a question. Make sure you read the question carefully. Okay. And they hand it back to me. I make sure it's all saved, and then I move on to another pair.
So you can see that this teacher did a really wonderful job doing integrating technology by involving two other students. It was only one iPad, and you could even see the one student, he was tapping his fingers in anticipation, wanting to use the iPad and wanting to be involved. I think many people would counteract and say, well, what is the difference between this and a piece of paper? And I would like to counteract and say that I think if you asked a student to use a piece of paper or use an iPad, I think the student would choose the iPad 10 over 10 times. I think that the iPad technology is extremely motivating to our young students. Technical support, there's always our IT. So in Northampton School District, we have a fantastic IT support, and you can always go through the internet and do a ticket slip, or you can even go to the Show Me app, has their own support as well for the Show Me app, any kind of glitches you might find, or even to find free tutorials on your own. As for my specific classroom and how I use the iPad, it is very similar way to the last teacher that was shown. I have a TAB classroom. TAB is teaching artistic behavior, which my students make free choices when they are doing their artworks. So they may choose painting, and they may do a painting, but I would like them to describe why they chose the subject matter they did, and how they cleaned up after themselves, did they put enough effort in, and it's very self-motivated. Um, After they've chosen their activities, there's always like the reflection period and a grading period. So what I do is I group students of two, just like the last teacher did, and I have had my students working on the art elements. They all made a poster as a table group. It was about 6 kids, and each one described an art element. Well, then what I did, oh, and an art element is line, shape, form, color, texture, and how they all blend together to make a project. So what I did is I used the Show Me app. I had the students take a picture of a famous artwork and then choose an art element that they saw and how they could explain that they saw it. So I'm just going to click the above image here for the YouTube video, and it's going to take us to YouTube. This is also the national standards here that I use.
So we're doing space now, and space is like if something's really close up, like that first big hut. The second hut is really small because it's like farther away.
So you can see that my students were very articulate about space. The students said the hut that's closer is larger and the hut that's farther away is smaller, and it gives the illusion of space. This particular example could have also talked about texture or color. Um, and I think the students did a really great job. You can see how engaged they are. It's two boys working together, and it's exciting to see the kids work that way. I also have 2 video tutorials that I made, a basic how to use the Show Me app and how to add an image like I had done for the last student pair. So I'm just going to click on here to take you again to YouTube. There we go. Here we are.
Once your Show Me app has finished downloading, all you need to do is click on the icon on your desktop to open up the app. The Show Me app is a great way to use an interactive whiteboard for yourself or for your students. If this is the first time that you're opening the Show Me app will have a quick tutorial here to show you how to use the interactive whiteboard. If you swipe to the side, it teaches you about sharing, even if you don't have an iPad. And on the last page, it's pretty much easy. You just hit the record button and speak loudly while you write on the whiteboard to explain something to your students or have a student teach another student something. You can also erase, add pictures, undo, and clear. So I'm going to close this out. If this is the first time you're using the app, when you hit the record button, it's going to ask you to access your microphone. You absolutely want to click OK for that, otherwise the Show Me app will not record your voice. Okay, I'm going to quickly show you how to do a very simple Show Me app for your students. I'm hitting the record button now. Did you know that there are many different kinds of lines? Lines can be straight, zigzag, looped, dashed, and dotted. Lines help our artwork make our artwork look more realistic and unique. After hitting the pause button for the Show Me app, if you're completed with this and happy with the result, you can save, or you can go back or delete something you did not like. You can also add the next page if you want to make a longer recording or add images. But for sake of just keeping this simple today, I will show you how to save your Show Me app. Come up here to Save Show Me, save as complete. You will then be prompted to name, you will actually be prompted to see the finished product. You will click Save, and then you will be prompted to give your file a name. I will call this Lines. If you go back, Lines will now be in your home library on your My Show Me page. I hope this first video was informative. It was definitely primitive. There's much more that you can do on the Show Me app, but this was one simple way to get started.
So that is the first tutorial that I have used. Very basic, very simple for the children or for teachers if you are interested in using it. And over here is how to add an image in the Show Me app.
In this quick tutorial on the Show Me app, I am going to show you how to add an image to one of your presentations. Go up here to the Create a New Show Me app file. What you're going to do then, before I hit the pause button, I want to load in a picture onto the screen before I get started. I will do this by clicking the icon up here of the little landscape. On here it says that you can choose a photo, take a photo, search the images on the web, choose a background, Dropbox, or your Google Drive. I'm going to choose a photo because I already have a picture loaded onto my computer. So on the Show Me app it says, would you like to access your photos? I'm going to say OK. Under here on my camera roll, I have the image ready to go. It is now placed inside my Show Me app, and I'm going to say Done. The next step I'm going to do is talk about line with my student. And what we're going to do is maybe show the students how you can interact with an image, that you can pick apart what kinds of lines are in it. So this image is by Henri Matisse and his great use of line in his still life. I'm going to hit the record button now. How many different kinds of lines can you see? Let's circle the lines that we see. Wavy, curled, crisscrossed, straight, zigzag, diagonal, vertical. This was a very quick video of showing students where there are lines in a famous artwork. Once again, go to the Save Show Me app, save as complete, and view your video. As you can see, you no longer see the teacher's hand doing the options, but seeing the red ink come on the screen, showcasing where the lines are. If you're pleased at this point, click Saved, give your file a name.
So as you can see, the Show Me app is pretty simple. There's a lot that you can do with it. It's really great at student identification and students explaining things as well. My reflections throughout this process with learning the Show Me app and learning the iPad technology is that I think if you use balance, it will really work well in your classroom. I don't think you can use this every day, all day, especially if you do only have one iPad. But I do think that it's really important to integrate it into your room at some manner. I think that when students see an iPad or students hear about an iPad, I can tell you from my own experience, their eyes light up, they get very motivated, and they're very interested in technology themselves. And I think it's important to expose students to technology because many of them are going to be using it in the future for their own career choices. I also really like the Show Me app because it does span across grade levels. This isn't something like a 5th grade curriculum. This can really cross the curriculum from K through 12th grade. The Show Me app's a great way to have choice in their learning style. Students being able to use the iPad in the proper way was pretty quick. They caught up with it very easily. I joked with them. I said, well, you know when you download a game and you're not really sure how to play, but within the first 5 minutes you really figure it out? They said that it was a lot like that, learning the Show Me app. It just took a few moments and they were off and running with it. One thing that was a little tricky for them was the undo button, but they did figure that out after a few more steps. That's definitely something that I would make another tutorial about in the future. Here are my works cited. I hope that you felt motivated today by using iPad technology in the classroom, especially iPad technology with the Show Me app. iPads have so many more really great, cool, amazing apps, and this is just one of them, and one of them that's free. Whether you can somehow find 10 for your classroom or you can find one for your classroom, the Show Me app is definitely something your students will like and will be motivated to use. I thank you for your time, and this is the end of my presentation.